my name is Emmett Hohensee with RadioWavz WOQH, and I'm currently here at KD0IEL's QTH. We're going to install an antenna system for him today, and this video is going to be for you so you can get a good idea what a typical installation could involve and some of the main things that you're going to want to put into the installation. The number one thing we need to think about, though, when we do an installation is safety. Safety is paramount for anything you do in this hobby of ours. One of the things we want to make sure that we have is a good set of safety glasses. You'd be surprised what happens when you start putting installations together and things start flying around in the sky. You can easily knock your eye out. So definitely wear safety glasses. And also, because we're doing high work today, as in putting up wire, we're definitely going to want to wear a safety helmet. Safety helmets are important. You'd be surprised what can fall out of those trees, those crazy squirrels. One of the things that we like to do during installs, especially when we have lots of trees, as you can see in a few seconds, there you go. What we're going to do is during the install, we're going to be running wires through the trees. How do we get all those wires way up there? Well, we have an interesting product. It's called the HyperHanger. This is basically designed with some really nice extra heavy duty balls to allow you to shoot your strings up over the trees and make your installs a lot more easier. One of the things we like to do, though, is when we take the HyperHanger out of its case, we'll fully extend the arm, put your hand in its proper place, and we like to stretch it a couple times just to get the rubber bands, workable and functionable and pliable. And then what we'll do, just for the fun of it, just so we get some coordination down without tying the string to the reel, we'll go ahead and shoot it a couple times just to get an idea of how things will fly. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot this, and the camera's going to zoom back up a little bit so that way you can see what I'm going to do. Okay, you ready? Here we go. Okay, I'm going to shoot it over the tree, and it's going to go over the other tree, it's going to go over the other tree, and it just went over 5 trees. One of the neat things about having the heavy fluorescent ball is that when the ball comes over a branch or something like that and you want to retrieve it, things like lead weights and the other products that are out there have a tendency of wrapping themselves around the branch and not allowing you to just basically getting tangled up. One feature of this is that when the ball gets all wrapped up like that, it's just a matter of pulling it and it comes undone. Just like that. Same thing happens with all the trees and branches that are up in the tree. As you're retrieving the line from the trees, is you want to put your finger over the reel, over the line, and create just a little bit of extra tension so that when you pull the line back, it packs it in properly. Especially when you do it for the first time, if you allow a lot of slack in the line, there's going to be a lot of tangled mess. Okay, now that we shot the last line over the tree, we're going to shoot one more line over this pine tree right here, and I'm going to let you watch how we do that. The nice thing is, all we're going to do, because you can't really see where all the forks are in the pine tree, what we're going to do is we're just going to shoot over the top of the tree, and the line will automatically hook up in the proper place, and then we can pull the antenna up from there. We'll use the stringer line first, and then we'll pull it up. Ready? Doesn't get any better than that.
Nicely done.
Okay, now that we've got the ball through the tree, what we're going to do is we're going to use simple weed eater line. Generally we're using about a 0.08 weed eater line. The reason why we use this instead of like a nice Dacron line and all that, pine trees and most trees are quite porous, and they have a tendency of creating a lot of friction with this line. The nice thing about the monofilament line is some monofilament lines are actually UV treated. They have a lot of flexibility and a lot of pull, so you can actually run the small stringer line, attach it to this line, and it now becomes a lot bigger line for pulling and using as a stringer. Okay, one thing about this, we use a very thin monofilament line, generally about a number 8 or number 10 pound test. So it doesn't have a lot of pull to it, the idea being that we want to keep it light so the ball can go over the tree. And so what we're going to use is the light wire, and then we're going to hook that up to the monofilament wire, which we've taped nice and neatly so it won't slide off, okay? And we're using the heavy duty monofilament wire to do the actual heavy work for us. The idea being that we don't want to shoot everything up and over the first time because we never know we're going to do it right or whatever. And it becomes more difficult and problematic when you use the heavier line in the first shot. So that's how you do that. Now that we've got the ball and the line and the monofilament all connected, we've left our hyper hanger conveniently in a place where it's safe. The nice thing about the extra fluorescent ball is that you can kind of see where the unit is out in the middle of a grassy field. And as you see over there, we've got our monofilament line ready to be pulled. Okay, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and pick up a hyper hanger. I like to put my fingers over the top of the reel just to get things snapped in place, and also to, once again, maintain an even pressure on the monofilament line. As I start to pull the line, as you'll see, ready?
Yeah.
Okay, now that we've got the line already in the tree, we're going to go ahead and recover our hyper hanger by just bringing the ball back into line, tucking it in its nice, neat carrier, folding up the leg, and there we go. It's ready to stow, put back in your backpack, and then used at another day. And let's just go ahead and real quickly look at what we've done. One of the things that we did is we shot the ball over the tree, we ran a stringer over the tree, and now with this monofilament line, we're able to go ahead and bring the antenna up into the tree.